morning, people of God. If you watched my last video where I was ranting that I was frustrated with things not going according to plan and I was going to bed to sleep, that did not happen. I did not sleep. I ended up making so many phone calls, calling different drivers at Elomo to help me cross, and at the end I decided to just go with African. Yes, I know I said in my last video that African, I was like, I'd cancelled them in my head, but they were my last option at this point. So this was 2:30 a.m. I came to African because their bus leaves at 3 a.m. I paid for this ticket at about 9 p.m. last night to travel at 3 a.m. this morning. On the ticket, it says the bus carrying us leaves from Yaoundé, goes to Douala, picks up people before it comes to Boya to pick up people. Boya is the last pickup point before the journey begins. So we Boya people had to wait for the bus to come. The bus was already running late. So the bus finally came and they told us to get into this waiting room area to wait for them to finish the logistics process for the new people who just came, like the travelers from Yaoundé and Douala. And it took so much time. I came out to look like what's happening and I saw this population. I'm just like, is this how there was a massive need for people to commute from Cameroon to Nigeria comfortably at an affordable price compared to air tickets? Airline people, if only you guys could reduce your prices just a little bit from Cameroon to Nigeria, I'm sure you have so many more people traveling with you, because I did not think that this population could afford this African price, because it was paining my chest. I came out and saw that instead of one bus to come, it was two buses that came, and I'm like, all these people, where are you people going to? Why are you people going to my country, Nigeria? Anyway, I made sure that my bags were put into the car just because I don't want to hear stories that touch when I reach Nigeria and I cannot find my bags. So once I confirmed that my bags were inside the car, I proceeded to going back to the waiting room for them to finish with the logistics of the Yaoundé and Douala people. This is where they check your travel documents, your passport or your ID card, confirm with your ticket and all of that. They had already done that for the Boya people because they told us to come at 2:30 a.m. Finally, it was time for us to go. We entered the bus. The bus was looking like what I expected it. They have new buses. The AC was working. Charging ports, very important. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to travel with them, to charge my phones. I cannot afford for my phone to go off when I need to be communicating with my Nigerian family members. I was in the second bus. The first bus got full, and then the second bus, that's where I entered. They had 4 empty chairs, and coincidentally the chair which was by me was empty. We finally left Boya at about 5 a.m. According to the ticket, we were supposed to leave by 3 a.m. so we got there since 2:30 and we had to wait for them till 5 a.m. Shortly into the trip, they shared these warm damp towels for us to wipe our hands. I knew the breakfast was coming, so it was breakfast time. And I saw the way this hostess was literally struggling for her life. See, being a hostess to share hot water in a bus on Cameroon roads will humble you, because I cannot count the number of times this girl was literally struggling to balance herself for support, and then this cupboard will almost fall and then she will pour water on her body, as in hot water. The car would just enter one pothole and everything would just pour. I literally felt so bad for her. But this is what she shared. She gave us hot water, a pack of sachet of milk, sachet of sugar, and a tea bag of toilet tea. So I opened it. I mixed up everything for the tea aside, and I opened this pack. It had apple, a mini cake, and I saw this thing. I thought it was croissant, so I thought, and then I started drinking and eating the pastry. I realized it even had meat inside. I'm like, okay, Africa, not that bad. The journey was quite smooth from Boya till Manfe Ekok. We did not come down at any control post to show our identification documents. I slept and slept, and then the waitress came and shared some water, and by the time I could open my eyes from sleeping, we were at the immigration border. This is the border from Nigeria to Cameroon, so we had to come down here. This is where your passport gets stamped. At this place, you have both customs and immigrations, basically mixed control at this place. Both Cameroonian military force is here and the Nigerian military force is here. Now, if you want to change money from France to Naira, this is the best place for you to change it, because this aisle, when you're walking down to get to the end of this place, you will see guys walking on this aisle carrying a backpack, and they will ask you like, change money, change money. They have the best rate. If you watched my previous video where I was complaining that the person who I usually change money from, he had gone short of Naira, he did not have cash, he could only do bank transfer, and which was not convenient for me because I did not have a Nigerian bank account. His rate was even 2,200 Naira for 1,000 francs. But at this area, the rate those guys will give you, or they gave me there, was 2,400 Naira. So you can see the difference, right? So we got out from there. It was raining. We had to enter our buses, and there was so much confusion at this point because we did not even know the bus were inside, because we entered at night. So people got confused. I initially thought this was my bus because I knew my bus was last. So I came to the front door to enter, like there's population behind there, only for this couple to come and pass, and they're like, nope, that's not our bus. So they were sitting just in front of me, so they could recognize me and say, no, our bus is in front. So I had to move in front and get to our bus. Now, equally at this immigration place, you equally find people selling you SIM cards. The last time we came to Nigeria, we suffered with having a SIM card because they needed an NIN number to activate the SIM card, which is Nigerian identification number, and we're not Nigerians, we did not have that number. So it was a hustle and tussle for us. But in this area, I don't know how the guys have done it. They have already activated the SIM card for you. It is more expensive than if you're to get the one where you have to register it yourself. Just so you know, you don't need to bother. You can get a SIM card here when you arrive. So we got into the bus, and then we headed to Ikom, the park at Ikom. This was where we had to separate. African from Cameroon carried people going to all over Nigeria. So at this place in Ikom, we had to get down from the bus, we collect our bags from African buses, and then you put into the new bus, which they will tell you Lagos and Abuja people entered into a separate bus, and then people going to all the other different areas in Nigeria, they will show you the bus for you to enter. This bus was really jam-packed, as in so many load. All could not even enter the load space, so I had to carry some of my load on my body. So we got in, they packed all our boxes, and then we got in. On the ticket, it says that African is going to provide you breakfast and lunch. So they started sharing lunch immediately. We all had settled, like Abuja and Lagos people had settled into the bus. They provided us with lunch. They gave us a bottle of water, and of course, which other lunch did they give us except Niger jollof? They gave us Niger jollof. I ate it. I was familiar with it. Some people are not familiar with it, but your girl ate. Then we left Ikom. We used Young Shall Grow motors to get to Onitsha. I kind of understand now why African is super expensive compared to the normal way people are used to traveling by road to Nigeria, because they hired 2 big vehicles to escort us right at the border. You all know that the Manfred Road is not safe, especially very early in the morning, which we're traveling. So the big vehicles guaranteed our safety. One was in front of the first bus, and the second car was behind the last bus till we got to the border safely. So we left Ikom at about 3:30 p.m. and we got to Onitsha at about 6:30 p.m. We were told to come down from the buses and sit on these chairs while they sort out whatever they were sorting. It was at this point that Lagos and Abuja people had to separate. So they asked Lagos people to come at this counter, present your African ticket, and then they will write you a new ticket going to Lagos, but you're not to pay any additional fee. African had already negotiated and arranged that. So Abuja bus came, and Abuja people loaded into their bus. This is the bus that took Abuja people, and we Lagos people, they came and distributed our new ticket to take us to Lagos. So we're the last to leave there. We left Onitsha at about 10 p.m. so I really did not get the opportunity to see Onitsha for myself like that, but from the little I could see at night, I felt like the city is kind of beautiful. Like I could see lights on the road. I mean, it looked clean nice and beautiful. I was just like, I wish I could see it during the day, but I slept off, and by the time I could wake up, we were already entering Ibadan, and there was an unusual traffic this very early morning. I was like, where are all these trucks going to? You guys are not going to church. This was a Sunday morning. We're in traffic for over an hour before it finally cleared up. Getting to the front, I could not even see what was causing the traffic. So if you even ask me why were we in traffic, I don't know. Slept off for a bit, and then I opened my eyes. We were entering Lagos. I started seeing familiar places, and I was like, okay. So I dropped at Ojota bus station. I took a ride going to where I was lost the previous time I was in Nigeria, at Oshodi, because why not? This cab driver did not know my exact location at Oshodi. I asked him to put the location on Google Map on his phone, but his phone had issues. Something was happening, so it was not possible. So he asked me to direct him from Oshodi bus station, and I was just feeling so proud of myself that I could recognize places like that until I'm the one directing a Lagos driver. I got to Oshodi at about 10 a.m. Sunday morning. I wasn't feeling tired at all. The journey was smooth from one car to another. I did not stress. Thank you very much. So he dropped me at the gate, and I entered to go and look for my guy Lawrence to welcome me. Lawrence. This crazy human being. So have you seen that that bag is okay? You want to now cuckoo finish spoiling it for me? Carry this one. Is it not the supposed pack? This your pack people. Lawrence.
No, I don't like you.
Oh Lord, thank you. Make I just cuckoo change sharp. Thank you. Just put that one down there. Hey. Lawrence, you don't hug me. You don't miss me. You don't want to hug me. You don't miss me. No. You saw me. You will not hug me.
I was excited when I saw you.
You were excited. Lawrence, you did not give me anything. You all, why am I still having this thing on my neck? Shiny what? Ha! Lawrence, I beg. Let me see the shiny Lawrence is talking about. Lawrence is whining me. But you all have finally reached at past 10 by. You are not running to come and greet me. You don't miss me. Why have you gone fat? What are you eating here that you are growing fat? You are not running to come and miss me, don't you? I'm okay, how are you? I'm just showering now, and I'm about to take another journey to sleep. As in, I feel so proud of myself at this point that sleep is my reward for me, because what? I feel like a big girl. Please, when you're talking to me, add auntie behind my name, because I traveled alone to what? One of Africa's most chaotic cities, Lagos, and I made it. As in, I'm so proud of myself that I arrived here. I mean, this is my first solo trip, first ever. Even in Cameroon, if I'm to go somewhere that is a little bit far, if I don't have company, I better not go. But to think that I gathered the courage to come here alone, and I'm here, to the point where I was even the one even directing the Uber driver I took from the park to the house. He did not know the place. He was just like, it's in Oshodi, Abi. You have been there before, so you go come direct me. I'm like, oh, okay. The Ototone Lagosian. Okay, I have a cold. I guess it's the too much wind from the bus. This lady behind me kept on opening her window, and her window was just like facing me, like the wind coming from her window was coming directly to me. When I close it, she'll come and open it. It's like we're fighting in the bus. So this is the results. I now have a cold, but I'm hoping that by tomorrow it should be better. Anyway, let me sit down. If you haven't subscribed, I think I'm going to end this vlog here at this point so that tomorrow we start a fresh new Lagos vlog. So if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. Hit one might not at the center. Why does it look like I'm one way? Anyway, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff, because we're going to have a good swell time in Lagos. Bye, my Lagosians. A Carol.